Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Noggin41 here. Today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about the hype for Call of Duty World War II. Now, in order to make this, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of list off some things that maybe are some topics right now for the COD franchise. And in the background, you're going to see some Day of Infamy, which is a World War II first-person shooter. Absolutely love this game. The graphics are great. The gameplay is an immense amount of fun. So besides that, I'm just going to be talking about just the kind of the hot points of Call of Duty World War II and let me know what you guys think about it maybe. So, first topic is going to be, are you guys excited for Call of Duty World War II? I mean, I'm personally going to be honest. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm excited for COD World War II. I think Call of Duty has a lot to make up for over these past few years with their bullshit releases, targeting the audience of 12-year-olds that want jetpacks and fucking exoskeletons. And I think that they've spent so much time targeting that audience that they forgot about their true audience, which are the ones that were 12-year-olds when they first started playing Call of Duty, and now they're 24, 25, 26 years old, and they're enjoying Call of Duty, and they don't want these fucking jetpacks. I think they forgot about that audience. And I think the problem with forgetting about that audience is that you got people like me that kind of grew from Call of Duty, and I actually play more Arma now than I play anything else, and that's just because it's a more realistic shooter, and that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. But there's a lot of people that still play Call of Duty because they're diehard fans, but guess what? They're playing Black Ops 2. They're playing Call of Duty Ghost even. Nobody liked Ghost when it first came out. Now people are all about Ghost because of the simple fact that it's not exosuits. Now, when Infinite Warfare came out, I actually contemplated buying that piece of shit because I wanted Call of Duty MW Remastered. And I think what happened was, honestly, I think that they knew that Infinite Warfare wasn't going to be as good as they thought it was when they started the development on the game. So they threw in a game that they knew nobody could resist. Who could resist Modern Warfare Remastered? Well, I did, because I wasn't about to give them a penny for Infinite Warfare. So they made it so that you had to buy Infinite Warfare in order to get MW Remastered, which is, you know, it's whatever. It's fucking Call of Duty. It's what they're gonna do. That's how they're gonna make their money, because they know they can't sell that piece of trash that they call a video game. And it also brings me to, it reminds me of when I spent $120 on fucking Destiny, trying to get all the add-on packs, you know, because I always, if I want a game and I think I'm going to enjoy the game, I buy the game and I buy all the DLC right from the get-go. That way I don't have to worry about it later, worrying about buying it later. I just automatically have it. So when Destiny decided to release The Taken King, and they decided not to include it with the main game, they decided not to include it with DLC, pre-purchase DLC, $60 pre-purchase DLC, and they decided not to include it with anything from the main game. It was basically a new game add-on sort of thing. They advertised it as like a new build. So they charged extra, I believe it was $60 for The Taken King. Then they had the balls to make it so that you could not play Destiny as a whole if you do not buy The Taken King. I spent $120 to play this fucking game, and then they decide that we're going to bring a new build out. So those of you that don't buy The Taken King with $60 more, sorry, you guys can't play the game. They had the balls to do that. I think it was for about 2 or 3 months that it might have been longer because I didn't even check, but they didn't allow you to play the game unless you had bought it. The Taken King. Oh, I digress. Anyway, I digress. So, next topic. We're going to talk about the historical accuracy of Call of Duty World War II and the multiplayer platform versus the campaign platform. So, first thing we're going to talk about here is everyone's talking about it. Female characters in Call of Duty World War II. Now, first off, let's just think about it for a second. The way the world is today, Call of Duty couldn't get away with not putting female characters in, at least for the multiplayer in Call of Duty World War II, because the problem is there's so many people out there that, oh, Call of Duty's sexist, Call of Duty's atheists, you know, this whole company Sledgehammer is so atheist and sexist. You know, they would think that, and they would, even if they didn't think it, the media would portray it, and the media would put it out there because that's what the fucking media does. Ooh, watch this quick little footage right here. Look at this in the background here. Ooh, I was last man alive. Check this shit out. I tried. I failed, but I tried. Couldn't get that last snipe, just couldn't do it. Now, the thing about putting women in the video game is the fact that Sledgehammer cannot win. They're either going to piss people off by putting them in, or they're going to piss people off by not putting them in. Okay, the thing about multiplayer, I'm cool with it. You know, some people get their immersion from multiplayer, which I can't see how someone's getting their immersion fixed by playing Call of Duty online. You know, PvP. But hey, to each their own. So my thought on the whole thing is, okay, it's okay for the multiplayer. That's cool. But if they start putting, you know, females and African Americans playing for, you know, the Wehrmacht or the Germans as they call them, whatever. I think they call them the Wehrmacht. I don't think they call them the Nazis because actually, well, that's another topic for another time. So I think that if they did that in the campaign mode, I think that I might be a little bit triggered just because it's not historically accurate. It's not the way Call of Duty was made to be. Call of Duty wasn't even made to have, you know, females on multiplayer. But nowadays you got to do that type of stuff in order to get your game acceptable. So that's my full thought on it. Is it's okay multiplayer. If you bring it into campaign and it ruins immersion, I might have a problem with it. If you're trying to reenact a big battle, like, okay, D-Day. If you're reenacting D-Day and you're in the bunker next to a Nazi or a German or a Wehrmacht, whatever you want to call it, and you look to your left and it's an African American female next to you running an MG32 or an MG42, whatever the fuck they're called, MG42, then there might be a little bit of an immersion issue there.
Let's go left bunker.
I think that Call of Duty was made, when Call of Duty first started, they made their games to quite literally be historically accurate. And as the community and as their fan base developed, they kind of changed the way they wanted it to be. But as far as I could tell, Call of Duty has always wanted their games to be historically accurate or present time accurate, you know? So I don't know how they're planning on doing this or getting out of the way of the whole onslaught of media and feminist and all that bullshit, but you know, they got a battle to fight, and I think they're gonna release the game no matter what, and I think people will just forget about it eventually and understand why it happened. Now that brings us to our next topic, the Nazis. Bom 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 bom. Now a lot of you may not know, but Nazis themselves were more of a political thing than a military thing. And not all Germans were Nazis. Not all German soldiers were Nazis. We have the Wehrmacht. They weren't Nazis. They're German soldiers. So the thing is, after World War II, Germany banned the Nazi party and the Nazi symbol, the swastika. Germany outright banned it. 100% banned. So that's why games like Sledgehammer can't put swastikas in game, which is another topic that people are not happy with as far as historical accuracy, because if Sledgehammer wants to sell games in Germany, they can't do that. They can't fit that for that community. So a lot of people are saying, just make a German build with no swastikas, but that, I don't know if that's feasible. I mean, sure, it'd be better for us because it would help the immersion and the realism. And as you notice, a lot of games don't have swastikas anymore because it was banned in Germany and you cannot have swastikas. So there's a lot of games that just don't bother, and they put out the Wehrmacht, they put the Iron Cross on. When I see that Iron Banner, and I know who I'm fighting, just like anyone else who sees that and knows their history. We know that we're fighting the bad guys, the Nazis, the German party, whatever you want to call them. Hell, me personally, when I see that stupid soup bowl helmet that the Germans wear, I know who I'm fighting right off the bat just from seeing that. But as far as not putting the Nazis in the game and not putting swastikas and that party in the game, I think it's a smart move. I think it's okay. I don't think it's a big deal. There's still enough immersion as far, you know who you're fighting, so I don't see that as that big of a deal. Now for the next topic. There's a lot of people saying that this is just Call of Duty trying to follow Battlefield. Now, my opinion is I don't think this is true. I personally would rather play Battlefield more than Call of Duty, and I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan anymore. I don't know how World War II is going to be, but no, this is definitely not Call of Duty following the footsteps of Battlefield. This is Call of Duty trying to smarten up, knowing that they fucked up with their last release and targeting the wrong market. So I think that I think that this is just them trying to go back to their roots, go back to where they came from. So I personally don't think this is Call of Duty trying to follow Battlefield, because Call of Duty has always had that World War II in their blood. That's kind of what they're from, That's where they came from. That's where they're gonna stay. That's why they didn't bother going to the World War I side of things. But I think that's about enough time I have for this video here. If there's any other topics you guys want me to go ahead and discuss on the Call of Duty side of things, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll be happy to try to answer you guys best I can. But so just for a recap, as far as I know, the female thing, if it's in multiplayer, it's fine. If it's in campaign, it's gonna break immersion. The Nazi thing, it makes sense. It is what it is. It's what they have to do to get the German database, the German fan base. And as far as copycat, no, there's no way that's going to be a copycat. So you guys have a good one. Take care. If you guys like my video, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video so that you can see more content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.